Unhinged Grand Central slasher says is young Christmas Day victims were FBI plans in jailhouse interview. So the unhinged madman who allegedly stabbed two teen tourists in a restaurant in Grand Central on Christmas Day claims the FBI is out to get him and has been planting undercover informants to spy on him for years. During an exclusive and bizarre jailhouse televisit from Rikers Island, Stephen Hutcherson told the Post only FBI Director Christopher Wray had the answers to questions about the horrifying Christmas attack cops say he committed. Anything that them girls wanted to know concerning anything involving me or what I've allegedly did, the best person to go to is director of the FBI. Whatever it is they're looking for, they got it. Go to Christopher Wray and get it, said Hutchinson, 36. This guy look like 50. Hutchinson screamed, "I want all white people dead," before pulling out a knife in the French restaurant in, Territory, and attacking two sisters visit from Paraguay, stabbing the 16-year-old in the back and the 14-year-old sister in the leg, authorities said. Yo, this dude is wildin'. When asked about the racist statement, Hutchinson denied having any bias and said the only instance of racism was in how he's been stalked and surveilled by the law enforcement. Hutcherson, who was wearing an orange jumpsuit, who complained about not having access to commissioner items like underwear and socks, dubbed he alleges victims were indeed Paraguay sisters visiting NYC with their family. Now, can you imagine you come to NYC to visit the Rotten Apple and this bozo stab you? Man, Stephen Hutchinson has a long history of mental health issues, according to the police, and said he was seeking services before December arrest. Stephen, Hitchers. They said the two girls, they said alleged. The girls was expecting a full recovery and were reported to be back home in Paraguay shortly after the incident. So they just booked a plane and get the hell out of Dodge. So 3 days after Christmas, 3 days after his Christmas Day arrest, Hutcherson allegedly stabbed a fellow inmate who was sleeping in a dorm at Eric M. Taylor on Rikers Island. The unprovoked attack sent Lance Brown to the hospital with a slash wound up 5 inches long. Stephen Hutcherson allegedly shoved his classmate at Rikers Island in the face as an inmate slapped AP. The guy was a vigilante. Hutcherson claimed, "That's all I know. He was somebody who was sent by the FBI by a proxy through the Department of Corrections." Hutcherson has been held without bail in Rikers Island Infirmary building, which houses inmates with serious medical condition or disabilities, and being kept away from other inmates. Hutcherson has a history of mental health issues, and the last 17 prior arrests, cops said. 2 weeks before the Grand Central knifing, he was sentenced to conditional discharge and randomly threatening to shoot a stranger on the Bronx Street in November, the Post reported last month. So this is in November. Hutchinson went on a rant for the fire from the fire escape from the building, vowing to kill all white women, according to the video from neighbors. Video obtained show him ranting from the Bronx fire escape, vowing to kill all white people in November. Check the video out.
Yeah, y'all all 21 Jump Street, PAL. Down with the polo. Telling the classmate I said. He got me,
So this video was taken in December 2028, 23. And this guy has a long history of criminal activities. And basically they didn't do anything. Like, why would they let this guy out if he's a threat to society? Like, Brown was rushed to the hospital but returned to Rikers Island the following day, sources said. Hutchinson, who was 5'11", weighed 210 pounds, was brought to Bellevue Hospital prison ward after a sneak attack. Officials said he was waiting arraignment. They kept on letting this guy. This guy kept on doing crime and they just kept on letting him out. Brown, 42, was recently arrested December 27 on a warrant of Marmont County, New Jersey. Police said it's unclear what the warrant was for. Cops said he was also on June 15 charge of petty larceny, criminal contempt, and criminal possession of weapon for alleged pointing a big knife at a family member for threatening to kill him in his home in Staten Island. Cops said this guy has been on a mission and they let this guy out. I mean, didn't they get the picture the first time? So Hutchinson ex-girlfriend Chrisma Knight, 37, said he allegedly threatened to kill. Well, Hutchinson ex-girlfriend Chrisma Knight, 37, said he alleged to threaten her at least 5 times in the past year and has become increasingly deranged after refused to take his med from schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. Now, the writing has been on the wall with this guy for a long time. He even made it to the Post. He even made it to the newspaper. And everybody's been ignoring it. And he heard 2 people. Finally, they gave, they bat an eye and say, oh, we need to get this guy off the street. Time bomb, they said. So, Hutchinson said too was forced to take medication at Bellevue, where he was taken after alleged sneak attack in Rikers Island. Despite his attempt to refuse it since around 2018, Hutchinson, who is from Harlem and said to prefer his African birth name, what's his name? Esteban Obama Esano Asyu, has been unable to ride, bus, or walk down the street without spies trying to trap him, he said. This guy's bugging out. The FBI been stalking me for years now over a crime that I didn't do. Well, he sure did a lot of them. When you're getting stopped, when people is twisting your family arm and your girlfriend arm, everybody arm, to isolate you and try to create a mental breakdown in your mind, eventually it works because we all only human, he said. That's what it took in order for those things and these rearrests to occur. Hutchinson is due back in court on Wednesday and faces charges including attempted murder as a hate crime, but he said he is in no rush to leave Rikers Island. Probably got a boyfriend up there. God forbid I get out without getting fully resolved. Somebody can end up dead over this, he said, referring to an ongoing belief that he's being followed by law enforcement regarding a crime he didn't commit. I think it's safer here. Yeah, I think it's safer there too. They should keep his ass there for a very, 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 very long time. And like I said before, Grand Central stabber free despite warnings. Judge let him go after DA asked for, what's that, treatment? What the fuck? How they put this guy back out in the street? The person that let this guy out, this judge needs to be fired because now he let 2 people get hurt. Sad, man, real sad.